Hey guys, what's going on, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be tackling Heide's tower. There are two bosses in that area, but it's pretty small, so we're just going to do all of it today. Now before we start, in Majula there are a couple things. So if you remember over there, actually hold on, are you ready for this? Oh yeah, the binoculars. Over there, you still have no idea what I'm looking at. That's the merchant hag Melentia. She was the one sitting by the bonfire in Cardinal Tower in Dark Souls 2, in Forest of Fallen Giants. And if you exhaust her dialogue, just talk to her until she starts repeating herself. She'll move back to Majula and sit right there. For 1,000 souls, you can buy Leningrast's Key, which opens up the blacksmith shop. You just walk over there, open the door. When you rest the bonfire, the blacksmith will be working in there, and you can upgrade your weapons. Also, in this house here, if you climb up that ladder, there's a chest with a single titanite shard in it. And finally, this right here, the mansion, requires the house key to open. You need to consult Kale. He's the guy that was like in a cave digging a hole or something in the first episode, down on his hands and knees. Talk to him like forever until you exhaust his dialogue, and he will give you the house key. The house key, of course, unlocks this place. Now down here there's a skeleton. Take him out. Here we go. Get a human effigy. And there are a couple of really nice items in here. Estus flask shard, always useful. And in here, a chest with a soul vessel. Now, soul vessels are actually an item that you can, they're not necessarily consumable, but they're one-time use. You give them to the three hags in the first shack that you walk through when you first start the game. They're dressed in red, have hoods on. You probably remember them from the intro cutscene when you're creating your character. But if you give that to them, it'll wipe all your stats and give you the base stats you had when you started. Not set everything to level 1, but give you whatever your class starts with. So I think the knight starts at level 9 or something, maybe level 8. And whatever stat spread he has, you'll start with that, and then whatever level you are now, so I'm level 33, let's assume he starts at 8, so that's what, 23, 25 levels that I've gotten, and I can spend those 25 levels however I want if I turn in that soul vessel. You'll get a few of them through the game. Basically just respec your character in the simplest terms. And I think that's it. I think that's all we need to really worry about. So if you've been following along, you should have 4 Estus by now. Just gonna go turn this in. There we go. Estus flask strengthen. Gonna rest right there, and let's get a move on. That guy up there sitting by the obelisk, I really want to get out the binoculars again, but I know that they don't help. If you talk to him after you brought 4 NPCs back to Majula, he will give you a soul vessel to thank you for not being so lonely anymore. Melentia, I think, is only counts as 1. Even though you opened up the blacksmith shop, I don't think that counts. There's already a merchant over there and in that house, so yeah, I think we only have 1 right now. So moving on, this is the way we're going to want to continue to get to Heide's tower. Gets real quiet. The soft piano playing in Majula, honestly, it's supposed to be comforting and calming, and it drives me absolutely insane. Can't stand it. I think it's just the ridiculous amount of time I have in this game, and I've just spent so many hours AFK in Majula. It's stuck in my head. Anyways. This next area, like I said, kind of short, but can be a bit tough. I'd actually not be surprised if we got invaded. Oh, actually, probably not going to need the parrying shield anymore. So there are 2 enemy types in this area. There's Old Knights and Heide Knights. These guys are the Heide Knights. And they're all sitting down, non-aggressive, or passive as some might say. You can see another one up there. And then the big stone guys are the Old Knights. They behave pretty much exactly the same as the Stone Knights in Dark Souls 1. Pretty slow, have a decent bit of health, kind of hard to stagger. Alright, you're gonna follow me all the way down here. Really kind of predictable, easy moveset. Taking one at a time. Now, in that room there, you can actually see like the outline of a halberd. Maybe you can see the enemy. That is a boss, one of the ones we're going to be taking out today, the Dragonrider. And he is, okay, so when he dies, he's going to make the Heide Knights walk around, and they're going to become aggressive. Otherwise, right now, like, you just walk past them. The only way he'll fight you is if you actually attack them, which will obviously provoke them. Now there is another boss up there in that castle, which looks a lot like Anorlando, funnily enough. Alright, so as you can see by my disgusting skin, I've made a grave mistake. So we're going to go through this area a second time. I'm not going to show the first just because it's going to be exactly the same this time around. No point really in doing that. I really should upgrade my sword. It's going to make this area so much easier, but the reason I'm not is because if you guys recall when I said right when I started the series, I'm going to go for a strength faith build, which means that I'm obviously going to want to use a strength weapon. And then the other thing is, as you can see, like by my stat spread, I've been investing a lot into adaptability to try to get my agility up. I've been investing in the faith and attunement as well. I've put like probably like at least 10 levels into that already. So I haven't really spent the most amount of levels on the base combat skills, strength, endurance, vitality, dex, whatever you're going for. So I'm a little underpowered right now, to be honest. Let's see, what was I looking for? I don't know, we'll try to get through this area the normal way. But basically, you know, I'm not doing very much damage to these guys, obviously. I actually would be doing a lot more if I two-handed my weapon. So once you kill this guy in the middle, the other two are going to aggro to you. Blunt weapons, like the mace, do really good against these guys. Honestly, the mace is just one of the best starting weapons in this game. It stun locks people so easily. It's got these like really short, compact swings, so you do kind of have to get up in the enemy's face, but they're quick. There's literally no possible way that didn't just hit you. Yeah, but if you do get up in the enemy's face, you're going to be stun locking them quite easily. Golden Knight gauntlets, nice. Speaking of which, you can get all of the weapons and all of the armor in this area from every single weapon. These Heide Knights will drop their helmet, gloves, chest piece, and legs, and as well as their weapons. Some of them have swords, some of them have spears, so you can get all of that in this area if you just kind of farm it out. Same with the old knights, you can get every single piece of their armor. Now the Heide Knights, as I mentioned before, maybe I did, I don't know if I cut that out of the video or not, when you kill the Dragonrider, they will be roaming around and they will be hostile. They won't be sitting there passively waiting for you to attack them. This one here will roam between there and all the way across this room, so it's going to be kind of a mess if you try to come through here later. You'll have to fight all three of the old knights plus him, and they have a lot more health. They probably have like 3-4 times as much as the old knights, and they hit pretty hard too. That one down there will just be roaming around on that bottom platform. This one over here, that was, you can't see anymore, but he was back against that railing there basically. He will roam just in that general area. The one over there by the entrance walks up and down that bridge. And finally, these two right here, that one up there will always be sitting, and this one right there I think will also always be sitting. But these two are going to be hostile right now actually, so I'm gonna see if I can aggro just one of these guys. That didn't have enough range. I walked too far. There we go. Is the old knight gonna come with him? No, perfect. Okay. I definitely recommend doing that. You're gonna see why in a moment. These guys are tough to fight for sure. They're a lot quicker than the old knights, and having to fight them and the old knight at the same time is just not fun. They've also got all these fake out attacks. You'll probably see while I'm fighting them. He'll kind of just stand dead still, and you'll go in for an attack, and then he'll do this really quick, like instantaneous uppercut, where he kind of slides forward like 10 feet. It's kind of ridiculous. Also, if you're behind them, they have a backwards slash. Right here, he's about to do it. Ready? See? Nasty. There you kind of saw the backhand. It's weird, you just don't expect an enemy to lead with a backhanded swing like that, you know? Just throws you off. He's gonna do it again. So yeah, basically if he's standing still, don't try to go for an attack. Only do it after his combos. See if I can get backstab it. Oh, that was smooth. There we go. I probably will end up rocking their armor set throughout this playthrough. I really, really like it. Might be my favorite one in the game. I don't know. There are a couple that, like, there's probably like a three-way tie between that and a couple of other ones that I won't spoil just yet. But I'll end up coming back here and farming these guys out for their armor. The weapon's really good too. They're not imbued with lightning, like it's not, it doesn't say like lightning longsword or anything, but they are actually able to do lightning damage just by default. So like what I'm using right now, the fire longsword, just a regular longsword with a fire infusion. But these guys, the Heide spear and Heide sword, are able to do lightning damage by default. That hurts. Oh, come on. Time for you to sit. As you can pretty clearly see though, these guys are pretty nasty. After every combo too, when you try to go in for damage, they always follow it up with that really quick poke. The spear ones at least. I think these guys are definitely harder than the sword ones, just because they're able to hit you at a longer range. And see, he has that poke to keep you at a distance at first, and if you manage to dodge that and come in close, it does a 360-degree spin. It's really rude. Just spamming this. So, as you would probably be able to guess, having to fight these guys alongside the old knights in every situation is terrible. Wow, we actually got the spear. Was expecting to get some armor first, so let's check that out real quick. Right here, it takes 12 strength, 25 endurance, not endurance, dexterity to wield. Like you can see there though, 105 physical damage with 90 lightning right off the bat, so pretty cool. We'll use the last life gem. We can buy more. Not gonna have the most healing going into this fight. So right here, this dragon's gonna wake up basically as soon as you get to the top of these stairs. So you want to get as much stamina and bravery as you can right now, and then make a run for it. He's gonna get up and breathe fire right over your head if you're fast enough. Right in your face if you're not fast enough. And you want to take him out like as quickly as possible. Dragons this game basically just gonna stomp with whatever foot that you were hitting. He does have a really annoying, very dangerous attack where he'll fly straight upwards. and breathe fire straight down. Oh god, he's doing it. It'll coat this entire platform, so you need to leave. Yeah, there's no escaping that unless you run across this bridge. So always be prepared to do so, and then get underneath him again. He just tried to bite since I was in front of him, but when you're underneath him right here, the only physical attacks you have to worry about are these stomps. Oh, he's gonna do it again. A lot of times he never does it, but so I don't have a whole lot of damage output. He's kind of not dying that fast. Gonna get some stamina back. There we go. So once he dies, get the Watch Dragon Parma, Petrified Dragon Bone, and this lever will raise. Got quite a few souls going into this boss fight, but hopefully we'll be alright. So this place might look a little familiar. I don't know if it is or isn't. The lore in Dark Souls 2 is super confusing. Cathedral, blue, but you cannot tell me this doesn't look exactly like Anor Londo. The architecture in this entire area looks like Anor Londo. Like long lost ruins, you know? And this boss will convince you if you're not convinced already. What else? Okay, so I remember what all was in that. Wait, what? Never mind. More memories from Dark Souls 2 vanilla. Anyways, let's hit it. It's Ornstein. Or is it? No one really knows. Okay. Gonna want some more stamina. Blocking any of his attacks, I guess, pretty much uses all of our stamina, so that's not good. Now, he pretty much has the exact same moveset as the original Ornstein, but he's got the dart going for him now instead of lightning. Of course, he's got the armor to match. Ornstein really has been all about the fashion. Just wait till we kill him and smoke comes out though. It's gonna be crazy. It's never happened to me before. Usually it's just this one fight. Smoke's not actually in this game, but it's gonna happen someday. I can feel it. Now there is actually, I'm just remembering, there's an NPC summon right outside of the Dragonrider, the other boss, that you can actually drag all the way over here, and that would have made this whole area a lot easier. It's just now occurring to me that he's there, which is why I didn't mention it earlier, but I would actually recommend checking that out if you're going through this area, because, okay. Just like old times, huh, pal, with the hitboxes? That's not ideal. You need to get away from the corner. So, sorry that this fight's kind of dragging on. I just don't hit very hard. Later on, though, this build will be dishing out some serious damage, so it'll get easier. Okay. That's how we're gonna be, huh? Perfect. Goes for the big miss. If you guys are having trouble with Ornstein, or old Dragonslayer, I mean, go watch my Dark Souls 1 guide on Ornstein Smo. Everything still applies. It's weird though, man. Like, this basically looks like the cathedral you fight them in Dark Souls 1. but it's just smaller. I don't know. Maybe Ornstein's moved away, got some fresh new armor. Maybe he just colored his old one with magic marker and built a house from the ground up, and he wanted it to feel like home, so he made it look like his old home. These are just the theories. Now, I will say the most tragic part about Dark Souls 2 is that his armor is not available. If you could get the Dark Ornstein armor, I would be rocking that 24/7. Every single character, every single build would not matter. I'd be all about that. Oh good, my sword's about to break. Durability is actually a pretty big issue in Dark Souls 2. Oh, there we go. How much did we have to spare? Our durability was at 3 out of 60. Alright, cool. So you get the old Dragonslayer soul, and you get the old Leo ring, or the regular Leo ring. What'd I just read? Old Leo ring, yeah. Same thing as in Dark Souls 1. Strengthens counterattacks on thrust weapons. Pretty standard stuff. This guy right here is the leader of the Blue Sentinels Covenant.
This is no be gone.
So you have to successfully complete a co-op session, I believe, for him to actually talk to you. Otherwise, he just doesn't want to. You can kill him, get his armor set and his weapon. Actually, he drops his weapon and his shield, I believe. And then from Melentia, the merchant in Majula, if you remember, she actually sells NPC armor sets. So whoever you kill in this game, you can get their full armor set from her. I'm pretty sure in every situation. So that's all you really need to know about him. He sells a couple miracles and also some lightning gems to infuse your weapon with lightning. Now down here is actually a PvP area, not this room itself. Bonfire, of course, that we'll be utilizing. But when you complete a co-op session, you'll get a token of fidelity, I want to say. I think, yeah, okay, so it's token of fidelity for the Blue Sentinels, like him. And then there's the token of spite for the Red Phantom Covenant. Not what they're actually called. But with a token of fidelity, while you're pledged to that covenant, you can kneel at these statues and it'll take you to the what I just call the blue arena, and you'll spawn as a Blue Phantom, fight another Blue Phantom PvP, and I believe if you manage to successfully win like 500 of those matches, you can get the Wrath of Gods miracle. Kind of ridiculous considering to win 500 matches, you would have to do 500 successful co-op sessions. I don't even know if that's possible. And of course, you would have to win every single one of those fights. So it's kind of a ridiculous system. There is one more boss we're going to be taking on, of course, but I'm going to level up since I have 32,000 souls. Let's go for a little bit more strength, more endurance, more adaptability, more faith. Get that to 13 actually. I feel like that's the right number, don't know why. 2 minutes at 10, so we're good there. Don't really need more equipment load yet. We'll pump that up to 15. Alright. Now then, what else? We got the tower shield, I'm gonna be rocking that later. Need 30 strength for that. Need 1 more strength for the Drangleic shield. Alright. And we're going to try to do this boss without leveling up again. So, back from the beginning of the area, Heide's Ruin. Gonna press on. Right then, so, since we took the added challenge of doing the Dragonslayer first, we are pretty much good to go as far as the Heide Knights go for the Dragonrider. They're not going to bother us on the way there. It's not like a huge thing, because think about it, we've still got to kill 2 Heide Knights to get to the Dragon Slayer, and there are only 3 of them. Well, 4 if you count that one, but you can actually avoid him pretty easily. There are only 3 of them between us and the Dragonrider, so like it doesn't save you too much of a headache, but I don't know, getting from that bonfire all the way to the old Dragonslayer with all those Heide Knights wandering around is pretty frustrating, to be honest. Because you'll have to kill potentially both of these guys, at least one of them. You'll have to kill the one that is on this bridge right here, or over there on that platform, because he'll be wandering into this room, and of course the 2 that we killed before. Now, before we move on, again, you can see that guy in there. I don't know if you can tell from here, but there is a platform he's standing on with a little bridge behind him. It's pretty small, and it makes the fight kind of tough. If you kill this guy, this lever will raise, and that platform, another piece of it will raise up out of the water and extend it. And then if you kill, I believe just the middle guy in here, this lever right here, you can see the back of it between me and that other old knight. If you pull that, the 3rd piece of the platform will raise up. So it'll completely fill out that area. I think at least it'll fill out like 90% of it, if not, and make the fight a little easier, seeing as you won't have to worry about falling off nearly as much. Now, since I've already fought these guys, I'm just gonna kind of run past them, and we're gonna try to get into that boss fight. The NPC summon would be right here on this platform, by the way. Can't remember what his name is, but he's pretty useful. Now, if you do not raise the platforms, you can actually do a little trick here. Wait for his foot to step on that line. Oh, it's funny every time. The music just stops abruptly. Yeah, so he always will close his distance between you and him. He'll get as close as he possibly can to you without actually stepping on that bridge, and then he'll put up his shield, brace himself for a charge, and go for a charge. And if you time it right, the second he like steps on this line right here, he's going to brace himself for the charge, and then you can sprint and jump across this little corner right here, and his tracking will send him straight off the edge. So absolutely beautiful. You can't do that if you raise the platform, so if you mess that up, worst case scenario, he pushes you off and then you can just try again. Second worst case scenario, you both live and then you just have to fight him normally with the small platform. But if you don't feel like doing that, taking any chances, just go ahead and pull those levers, and the fight's ridiculously easy. Okay, so like the bonfire. Rest. Now this NPC here is your go-to for buying miracles, aside from Targe, that guy that was at the end of the old Dragonslayer fight.
My name is I have come to spread the art of miracles.
There you go. She's come to spread the art of miracles. And she's kind of just hungry for souls. I don't know if, I feel like she just said something about money there. I'm going to take this lightning spear, and I'm also going to take, we'll do regular heal for now. Yeah, that should be good. She's got the Ring of Prayer, increases your faith by, it doesn't really say. I think it's just 2 levels. 28,000 souls, probably not worth it. And she sells the Cleric's Sacred Chime, so pretty handy, except not really, because you can get that for free literally the second you start the game. Now, she, spoiler alert by the way, fast forward like 15 seconds if you don't want to hear this. She is kind of a bad person. She'll try to kill you later on, and so a lot of people like to just kind of kick her off the ledge here. You gotta bring her like not straight off, because she'll fall on that platform. You gotta bring her like over here, and it's really easy because the only attack she really goes for is she'll spam Wrath of Gods, so you can just keep stun locking her once she chose to do that. But yeah, so I'm gonna leave her alive because I need miracles. Anywho, I don't have very many souls to risk, so we're just gonna go ahead and press on to the next area and wrap up this episode. This has been Heide's Tower. Say goodbye. Now down here into the deep, dark dungeon. Picking up the monastery charm. There are a number of actual like pathways throughout here, so some of them we can't really, well, we might be able to, but I don't know, we can't really get to right now. It's early, we can always come back here. Oh yeah, perfect time to kill. So over here, human effigy, soul proud knight, old knight halberd. I don't know what all these bloodstains are for, unless they just ran all the way over there and ignored this guy and then he cornered them. I don't really see how that could happen to you, but I guess it did. And when you come out here, proceed right to continue, or left if you want to get the item. Okay. Guess we're just not parrying this guy. So if you recall in my last episode when I said whenever you see these guys, 90% of the time they're going to be blocking a metal chest with a sublime bone dust. Hey, nice, the gauntlets. That's another cool set that I really like. Would be good for faith. But here's that metal chest I mentioned. And inside, as promised, a sublime bone dust. Burn that at the Majula bonfire, not any of the other ones, the Majula one. I don't even know if it'll let you at the other ones, but make sure you go to Majula. Burn it in the bonfire, and it will reinforce your Estus to +1. Or +1 from whatever it's at right now. So, let's see. Gauntlets. Not bad. Everything else we have is hideous, so. You know what? Extra fashion, we can throw on the Drangleic trousers. Yeah. Alright, moving forward. Nothing in there. There's some guys kind of hidden, laying down in the water. There's one. They'll probably see you before you see them, inevitably. Salamander over here, as well as a hollow or two. Looks like it's two. Stamina is just so hard to come by in this game. Alright, so through here, a statue blocks the way. If you have an item called a Fragrant Branch of Yore, you can unlock that statue. I would highly recommend waiting to do that with this one especially, because the Fragrant Branches of Yore actually impede like your progress through the game in some situations, or the statues rather, and so you want to save them for that. There's always something like good behind them every single time. It's like really hard to waste them. Behind this one, I almost never go up there, but I remember there's a Mastodon enemy who can drop any set or any piece from the Mastodon armor set, as well as the Mastodon halberd, which is probably the best halberd in the game, and also the regular knight set is up there. I'm sure there's some other things, but that's what I remember. Then again, that could be from Dark Souls 2 Vanilla, so maybe everything I just said was a lie. With that though, we're going to wrap up this video. Thank you guys for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.